Okay, welcome to Arcana Homesteading. We're your hosts, Sherry
and Shauna.
We should get like an intro theme, like an intro like
what?
song.
A song?
Doobie doobie boop. I don't know, something.
That was
cute.
really good. That was really good. I liked it.
That's what it'll be from now on.
The only doobie doobie boop. Hi, welcome to Arcana Homesteading. Doobie doobie boop.
Like how
my name is.
It's hysterical. We really should do that. But no, we really should have like I don't know, someone like
somebody write us something
for us.
Yeah, we're not musically inclined. I tried to get John. And
what happened to that?
I don't know.
Loser.
I don't know.
He goes off to Africa. He thinks he can just live his life and be like a hippie.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed.
Not allowed. And
you must help us first.
Do things.
And then you can go do your hippie ways.
I'll let him know.
Yeah. So today, we're just gonna talk about random chicken facts because everyone fucking loves chickens.
They love chickens. And some of them are super fun and cool and things that
insightful.
Yeah, and now you can enthrall your friends with all of your chicken facts.
Your little tidbits of knowledge, and they're gonna be like,
you can be like, did you know?
And they're gonna be like, please shut up.
Yeah, no, they'll be enthralled as well. Then they'll tell their friends, and soon everybody will know these chicken facts. See?
You really you learn your friends, you know.
Yeah, people are like, okay, well, don't talk to them again.
That's what I mean, right? You learn your friends when you're like, I'm super passionate about this. I'm talking about this. And they're like,
who stops talking to you after you show them like the 50th picture of your hen named Rosita?
That's right. You're
like, Rosita.
Well, you're no friend of mine if you don't love Rosita, okay? She has a special place in my heart. And she must in yours too. Or this isn't going to work.
Okay, I have to look at pictures of your kids. You have to look at pictures of my chickens. Fair is fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so our first fun fact. A lot of these, you might know. Some of them, you might not. But so hens actually communicate with their babies while they're still in their eggs. Did you know?
So that makes sense because like a human baby, right?
Yeah. Like
Hero's already very much aware of my voice and most likely your voice and all of her siblings, you know, maybe my husband, I'm not sure he's around enough. And you know what I mean? It's like, so it makes sense, right? Like but still fascinating.
But like, have you ever like found a clutch of eggs? I don't know if you have a clutch of eggs, if your chickens hide their clutches like they do here, like I'll randomly find one and then I'll go to take the eggs to go see if they're fertilized, because then if they're fertilized we put them back because obviously the mom is taking care of them, and if they're not fertilized then we usually eat them. That might sound weird, but okay.
Well, so I mean, if they're not fertilized, yes.
Well, like because they're like we put them back. Anyways, so this one time I found a clutch in the garden and I was like, I'm taking these eggs, see if they're fertilized, and like singing a little song.
I was gonna say, were you singing like that too?
If
your
you're not
neighbors
like,
must think you're batshit crazy. It's very funny.
If you're not, like,
I'm taking these eggs, seeing the fertilized.
If you're not like,
what else can I add to this song?
To yourself, like,
well, then you're not having any fun.
I know.
Okay?
Like, what are you doing?
What is life?
What are you doing? So I'm taking the eggs, and then as I'm like, I picked up the one egg, and it starts like cheep 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 cheep, and I was like, oh shit, like, hello.
And the baby chicken's like, no. I was like, that is not my mom's
so
voice.
So you're telling me you're fertilized? So very fertilized.
So you're telling me there's a baby in there.
Yeah. So obviously, their gestation period for from when they lay the egg until the hatching time is 21 days. So it's not very long. So like the mommy chicken can talk to her babies, and she rotates the egg something like it's like 50 times a day. Like it's insane. Like she's constantly caring for the eggs and moving them around. So obviously when it's just like a little embryo, it can't like talk to her, and so it's not until those last couple days that they really can start communicating, and the baby chickens are learning the mommy's voice, and the mommy's like hearing her baby chicks in there. So it's not until those last couple days, like right before they hatch, like maybe 2 or 3 days, that they can actually communicate inside their eggs. So kind of cool though.
It is it's adorable. Like that's what so the cute. Fuck does that even mean?
So cute.
So cute.
Can I have my phone, please?
Yeah, it's right there.
Right there.
Sorry. Hello, Jelly Belly.
Try not to move the chair because it's
yeah,
our
kids.
That? Sorry, we
kids
have
are
kids.
wanting phones.
You just go this way, babe.
all good.
Just duck. Oh, nope, you saw it.
Okay.
Hello. That was legend.
He's like,
You
don't
probably
mind me.
just saw his head. Okay. Anyway, so do you want to do the next chicken fact?
So chickens, this is really obvious to me, but maybe not to others. So
We try to, because we obviously some of these are
We've had
obvious to us,
chickens,
but
like,
we've had them for so
forever.
long, and we don't want everyone to assume that just because we know things, everybody knows it. Because I feel like a lot of people do that.
Or
and
you mean we don't want to assume that just because we know something,
we
everyone.
yeah, what she said. What she said.
She's like, we don't want you to assume
We don't want you to
that we
assume.
know everything because
We do
you
know.
should assume that. Okay, we're super smart. We know everything.
Yeah, shut up.
Ask us.
That's funny. Yeah.
So chickens are omnivores, and I know most people when they think of a bird, they think, well, they eat
Seeds?
seeds and grasses, maybe some, I don't know. But see, even if they're eating like bugs, that means they're omnivores, right? And by the way, so I've always referred to chickens as like the garbage disposals of like the animal kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
They truly are. They can just eat fucking anything. My chickens eat literally anything and everything. I don't like to
Except
feed
for
them
chocolate.
meat.
Chocolate will kill them.
My chickens eat chocolate, no problem.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
mine do not.
You've had one
Yeah.
that, had a demise over chocolate.
Yeah. I wasn't
It
like
was-
feeding them a Hershey bar or anything like
I
it.
was like, here, who wants a Kit Kat? No?
Still Angel. No.
Would you rather, what would you like? Almond Joy?
I-
No?
What's your favorite candy bar? I accidentally had fed them a chocolate chip pancake off of because we pile on food scraps on like a
Like
plate.
in a bowl or a plate.
Yeah,
like
and
so
so
day.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that a chocolate chip pancake was in there until it was too late for that specific chicken.
And it's just interesting. I remember you calling me and you're like, oh my God, this chicken's fucking dying. And I'm like, what? Over chocolate? Because like our chickens have had so many chocolate chip pancakes. Just so many.
I feel like that definitely
I mean,
chocolate
it's-
chip pancakes have gotten into the scrap bucket before, so it was weird to me.
And just
but
like
that
with
was
anything, I think it's just based on the individual.
It totally.
Right? It's just
like with some dogs are highly allergic to
Yeah,
chocolate and
and they
some
just-
are not, but they say like don't feed your dog chocolate. So maybe they have more of an ability
Just
to be allergic to it.
yeah,
more
prone.
susceptible.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure, but yeah, it was really horrible. So I just keep all chocolate away because I don't ever want to see that again. Because it literally like started seizuring, went into cardiac arrest.
It's
almost
crazy.
Immediately.
It was immediate. It was just insane.
Like
to me.
I threw scraps and I went away to clean out their water bucket and I came back. So it was maybe like 2 minutes
yeah.
and it was like
And she's
on the
like, "I'm
ground
dying."
shaking. Yeah,
Or
and I was
he.
like, okay, well that didn't go well.
No chocolate chips for you.
No.
Yeah, so anyways, they are omnivores though, and they will eat, I mean, if you did throw them like meat scraps, they would definitely eat it. So like we don't, just because I'm vegetarian, Sean's vegan, and it's like,
But
I don't know.
they'll eat snakes.
Yeah, they will
especially
kill them
like
and
baby
eat them.
snakes.
Yes, exactly.
Anything like that's small enough for them to
A
throw down.
like they'll eat a mouse, like if they can get a hold of it.
Oh yeah,
100%.
they'll eat mice. They'll eat.
And like I said, they definitely eat insects. So
And-
right then and there, eating insects means they are omnivores, right? So obviously, but
they eat like frogs, lizards. Like
Yeah.
no problem.
but I know when I've talked to people that they don't homestead, they've never had chickens, and you say something about them eating something that was like alive, like a snake, or like, and they're like, wait, what? Like I thought that they were vegetarian. Like that's all they eat was like seeds. I'm like, no, they'll eat basically anything.
They will chow down
Yeah.
on whatever,
Yeah.
and they're very attracted to like movement, which
Yes, which means they're, you know what? And that's
yeah, I was gonna say that's what I
segue
thought.
right
I
into.
well, that brings us to a new.
segue.
You
Yeah.
can't put this here. They can see it in my bad handwriting. You have to leave it there.
Okay, so go ahead.
Oh, so
segues
so
into
chickens are the closest living relative to the T-Rex. So
specifically the T-Rex.
specifically the
though.
T-Rex.
Not
so
just like
obviously
dinosaurs.
they
as a
already
whole.
look like little dinosaurs, like when they're running. They're
Well, it's
like,
because of their
like
yes, they make that noise. No, it's because of their the shape of their legs.
Yeah.
How basically they're
I think it's adorable, especially
No,
the big
they're-
poofy ones, like
No,
the
what?
Orpingtons, like when they're running
So
at you
cute.
because they're just
the cutest things running at you are the silkies. Remember we had those
the Silkies
roosters
are very
that would
cute,
chase
yeah.
the kids.
They're especially chasing the kids.
And they're just so tiny and fluffy.
And,
You're like
and so mad.
you're just
so
a little
angry
stuffed
and
animal.
fluffy.
Exactly.
Why are you so angry
so
and
much
fluffy?
anger and a little cuddly
It's
body.
yeah, it's very cute. Yeah, so but it's just so crazy, which makes sense. Like that they're so attracted to like. I mean, we don't know if those things are real, but like it seems like it would be that they're attracted to movement and
Well, any predator would be attracted to movement. So that
Sherry, that's
means
true.
that they're, the T-Rex obviously was a
those-
predator. And so that would also mean that the chicken still has some of that. And like, if you watch chickens like eating, like they're extremely attracted to that movement, and they instantly are like on top of it.
Have you ever like lifted up like an old like board or something or some bricks,
Yeah,
and then there's
tons
like
of
a bunch
bugs.
of bugs, and your chickens are like on top of it. They're all like, if they're around, they see that, or if you lift up their water, to clean it out, and then there's like bugs under there, they're all like whoosh.
Yeah, they love it.
I freaking one time I had like a hen with her chicks in like the little brooder, and I lifted up their water to clean it out because they're all messy, and there was a little frog, and
Did he
I
get
like
it?
literally like went to like she was so much faster than me.
Oh yeah, they're incredibly fast.
So much faster than me, and I
Yeah.
like went to like put my hand over it, and she grabbed that thing and pulled it out like before my hand could cover it completely, and then her little chicks like completely tore it apart like little fucking T-Rexes. Like Jesus,
You're like naughty.
it was
Okay?
so
Rude.
gross, and I felt so bad
Yeah,
for little
yeah.
frog, and I was like, "You're on timeout." You guys,
Everyone
are
into the corner.
all on a
Rude,
timeout.
okay? What did he do to you? What did he do?
Like that was
little
uncalled
frogs,
for.
like,
I
"Ooh,
gave you
comfy."
treats today. You had your leftover stale bread. That should have been sufficient. Okay.
Well,
On
and
top of like, obviously they're still getting their food and stuff.
like just like any predator, it may not have even been because they were hungry. It may have just been
No,
that
they're
that
just being
yeah, they're just
naughty.
voracious,
Yeah.
right? There's just
No,
like that's
time-
movement. I'm
Then
eating
that
it,
is called for a timeout.
and
you don't get
their
to
babies
eat
learn
something.
very, very quickly.
Well, that's how they learn too about what to eat and what not to eat is from their mothers. So most of it is not like instinctual. They have to learn it from the mommy hen. And so if you get chicks and they, like from the mail or whatever, or from your local feed store, and they didn't have a mom teaching them, like they will eat things that aren't necessarily like good for them, which is kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
It does make sense, but
Yeah.
it's another. I didn't even write that fact down. That was just that was an extra one for you guys. You're welcome.
Right off the top of my head.
Yeah,
there was one time Corelli found she found some eggs, and she is bringing them down to the house because we always have to do the whole like candle blah blah blah
Yeah.
because like they're always fucking fertilized. Well, one accidentally falls, and there is a baby in it.
No.
Yeah. So she, in a frenzied, like, what do I do? Because this baby needs a mom. Like, she was just thinking, I need to put it under a mom. That was like in her little, because this was like 2 years
this
ago.
isn't a good one.
It's not a good one. This is like, and so there's a hen in one of the boxes.
It's a bad idea.
She sticks it under the hen.
No, don't do it.
And I'm not up there, right? Only Dea and her up there. And the hen like sees a baby and just starts to just literally just rip it apart. Like that is how crazy they are when it comes to like blood and stuff. And that's why we've always said when you have a hurt chicken, it's 100% essential that you have like a separate area where like hurt chickens can recover, because they will literally just like tear each other apart.
Well, and they have really, really good eyesight, so they see
Yes.
better than humans, and they even see some like ultraviolet and like iridescent
Yes.
like colors and
so
stuff like that. And so
blood is very, again, because they are predators, right? That blood is very like they are drawn towards it.
It
It's
also like especially for a broody hen like on a nest, if she sees like one of her eggs or an egg that is hatching like that with like that is obviously that chick had been through some kind of trauma, whether it was caused by something else or by itself, she knows that she needs to get rid of that very quickly.
Right.
Because that draws in predators and stuff like that. They are smart. Like they can be dumb and you're like, why are you so fucking dumb? But they can be very
hands down
intelligent.
Yes,
and so
yes.
like there is reasons why sometimes you do have those broody hens that like no matter what, and their chickens hatch and they just eat it because they're little fucking monsters, they're little T-Rex dinosaurs, and there's really no rhyme or reason. They're just
Well, this I would not have called this particular hen.
no,
a broody
she probably
hen.
was literally
She was-
getting rid of it because she was worried about the rest of the eggs. The
No,
clutch.
I think she was just eating it because there was blood there. She wasn't a broody hen. She was one of our hens, just
she
lays
wasn't a
eggs.
broody
She
hen.
was not a broody hen.
I see.
And see, Corelli though, 2 years ago, right? It's just like
No, she was just trying to do what
she's-
was best.
exactly.
But
She
that
was
was
just like,
probably
what
super
do I
traumatic
do?
for her.
Oh my, so traumatic. Like there was months that she would not pick up eggs. She was
I'm
like,
sure.
no, not picking
I'm
those.
sure.
Like she came home just crying, just tears streaming down her face, and I was
those
like,
are the
"Oh my
hardest
God,
times.
what's
Especially,
wrong?"
Like, it gives me goosebumps. Those are like,
I know, no, they are really hard times for just like thinking like, okay, shit, like
because that's hard for me to go through.
Was that too traumatizing?
Right, because that's like traumatizing for somebody, for an
Yeah.
adult to go through,
Oh,
but
yeah.
for a child, you know,
Oh my God.
it's like that's like you know how you have like certain turning points in your life
Yes,
as a child
yes.
and growing up, and it kind of like makes you into the person you are.
Well,
So
that's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying.
I know, like was that like
a little bit of trauma? I don't know. Probably makes you a more well-rounded person, but like, what's too much,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like,
but like
she
you have,
was
you're
blaming
going to
herself.
have yes.
You know,
That's
of
the
course,
other thing is
right?
like the guilt.
And she had
I
a
always
massive
blame
amount
myself.
of guilt,
I
and
always do.
it was hard. It was really bad. And so for months and months, Dea had to just be like the egg.
The egg picker upper. You know
Egg
what you
picker
should
upper.
have? I know she's probably over it now, but what I will do instead of bringing the eggs in, just because you know shit happens, is just take a flashlight out with you, and then you can candle them right at the spot on the spot. Like you can usually find like a little dark corner in the coop or whatever, wherever
Yeah, no,
to
for
candle
sure.
and stuff like that, or if they are in the coop. But
Yeah.
like I know, like a lot of the times, like the clutches I find are outside, and it's usually
That's
during
what
the
I'm
day.
saying. It's like
so
during
but
the
I still have
day.
to carry them to a spot like in the barn or
Yeah,
in the whatever.
yeah, exactly.
But I do have like little headlamps usually, like somewhere where I can just do it somewhere where I don't have to bring them all the way inside. But I don't know if that's helpful.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the idea.
Yeah. Traumatizing.
Traumatizing. Yay.
So we just talked about how chickens are smart, and we do give them a lot of crap for like chickens are so dumb. I always say that. I'm like,
Well, I mean,
chickens are so
humans
dumb.
can be very dumb.
Yeah.
I know a lot of dumb humans.
But chickens, they can literally recognize over 100 faces. So, and they're humans, like 100 faces of like their chicken friends. So if you have 100 chickens in your flock, they can recognize everybody. Like, oh, hey, Bob, like, how's it going? You know, like they know everybody. And they recognize if you ever have had chickens, you definitely probably know this. Is like if you go out, if you're like their feeder and you walk out of your house and they're like free ranging, they will like run to you.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, my God.
hello, like you're gonna feed me.
Yeah.
And if somebody walks out that is not their feeder, they might start running, and then when they get a little bit closer, they're like, oh, you're not my person, and they'll turn around and go away. I've seen it happen with my husband like a bunch of times. It's like they know me, they know the kids. It's like they throw me treats.
Yeah.
They're the person that like feeds me. My husband will feed like when we're gone for whatever, but it's not like enough to where they like
Associate
yeah,
him
associate.
with
Thank
food.
you.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that they can.
Yeah, so interesting and absolutely amazing.
I know.
You know, because like you see their little itty bitty head, and you're like, how could you be that smart? You're tiny itty bitty
tiny
head.
brain.
There can't
Tiny,
be
tiny.
a big brain in there.
There's not.
Yeah, so that is absolutely amazing. Yeah, all of our chickens recognize. Everyone feeds our chickens besides mom. See, they don't. Mom doesn't go to the chicken coop and feed. Like Dad does, I do, my girls do, Juan does. But
And the chickens recognize everybody.
yeah,
They're
they
all like,
recognize
"Hey,
everybody. Yeah,
what's
exactly.
up? He got some
Like,
snacks in
"They're
those
coming
pockets.
to feed us. Just, oh my God.
Well, like River was like the only one that was feeding for a very long time. The chicken specifically, that was like her chore, was feeding the chickens, you know? Like Ronan's milking the goats and River's feeding the chickens.
Right.
And she loved it because she would have this like entourage whenever she went outside, just chickens, like little entourage of chickens following her everywhere.
Yeah.
And no matter if she was feeding, and she would like, you know, frolic down the long driveway, and, you know, they would be like behind her, like, we're going down this with you. Like,
Is there food at the end of this? Yes.
It's just so cute. And I have many videos of her and, you know, her chickens, and she'd be like, come on, guys. And she would run, and they'd like run. It was adorable. But
Our chickens come all the way down the house to greet the girls in the morning when they come out.
they're like,
Their coop
we'll
is-
come
yeah.
meet you down here so you can feed us faster.
They're like, hello, open the door, we're waiting. And they're all down there, and there's so many of them. They're just standing there, like, patiently, like.
Hello, feed us.
And the girls come out, and they're like, "Brad!" It's all like just mayhem breaks loose, you know. And the girls walk up, and they're like walking after him, and you basically can't walk without tripping over one,
Or like kicking a chicken.
or stepping on one.
I've kicked so many
And there's
chickens, and I'm like,
babies, and then the
not
moms get
intentionally.
mad at you, and you're
Yes.
like, I'm trying to walk
I can't-
to feed you.
I can't walk with you.
Like, get your babies out of my way. I didn't intentionally kick your baby. Okay, he was in my way. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm trying to walk.
I have kicked so many chickens like that. It's crazy. And they always like look at me afterwards like, are you serious? I'm like, are you serious?
I know. And our chickens will, because Corelli is my famous, she's always, you know, eating. And she's will always like carry her breakfast because she's like a slow eater.
Yeah.
She'll carry her breakfast up with her. So the chickens know, and they're looking up, you know, and they're like, you know, okay, here I go. And they'll like fly
up, yep.
and like wrap like the food right out of her hand, so she knows that Like, stuff that in your face quickly before the chickens steal it.
During the summer, like I never like wear my muck boots outside because it's fucking hot, you know. But if you go outside and you're in your flip flops and your chickens
It's a battle.
see
It's
your
a
painted toes,
yeah.
they're like, we are pecking those.
Yeah,
that
those
must be
food.
something, either food or blood. We don't care. We're-
Either way, I'm eating it.
Yeah, I'm
They're
eating
like,
it.
Get off my toes.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
Freaks.
Like, I know.
You toe fetish weirdo.
I know. They are. I was like, Jesus. Like every chicken has a foot fetish. It's like, you guys have problems.
Therapy. Go. Seek it. Yeah, I that is such a struggle for me because I really want to wear, I would much rather wear my muck boots out.
In the summer?
Yeah, especially like.
In the morning, it's fine. I can wear my muck boots in the morning, like when you go to feed. But if you go out there at all to like check on them when it's like super hot, I'm not wearing my muck boots because it feels like death on my feet.
Right, but the alternative is your chickens have pecking your toes. You have the foxtails and the stickers and everything else, and then if you step in, oh my god,
If you're watering or filling up waters, you get mud all over your feet.
It's just a struggle. I'm always like, you should wear your muck boots.
The fucking goat heads. God, those are the devil.
The devil. And then not just like
do you guys have those? I don't know if you have.
They're like these balls. They look like
they look like goat heads, like little horns and like.
I don't know if they look like goat heads. They look like something straight out of like a
horror game.
Yeah, or like when like kings and knights and stuff when they would like throw things over their castle, like spiky balls.
Spiky balls.
It's a tiny spiky ball, and the spikes
but
are
they're
not soft.
Super long. They're really long spikes,
and they're so
they look
hard.
like a goat head. There's like two spikes, and then there's one long one, and if you hold it up, it looks kind of. Anyways, if you have flip flops on,
it's going
and like
through your sole of your flip flop.
Yeah, it goes right through the sole and like
punctures your foot.
Yeah,
you're just like that is insane.
It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. The 1 year Honest stepped on one in his flip flops, and the tip broke off into his foot, and like he
of course it did.
Could not get it out for the longest time. Like it was just like living in his foot.
Epsom salts living in his foot. That's not healthy.
I know it looked really.
You're like,
really
you
painful.
should probably do something about that. Anyways, gonna go do something.
They are really awful.
Yeah, no, they're awful.
Like if your dogs like on the pads of their feet, like they just so bad. We took our dog just to our neighbor's house because we had to feed the neighbor's animals, so it's just a walk down the road. It's not very far, but like, I wanted him because I was worried about the street being too hot, so I had him walk on the dirt, and literally like the moment we started walking on the dirt, he starts limping, and he had a goat head in every single paw.
Oh my gosh. See, we don't really have a lot of those.
We don't have a lot on the property anymore. Like we go through years, I should knock on wood, where we have a bunch, and then we go through years where we don't. Just like anything else, you know?
I know.
But out there, for whatever reason, I don't know, on the side of the road, there was obviously a shit ton. Because even when I started walking on the street, I could hear them on the bottom of my shoes.
Right.
And thank God I wasn't wearing like, I would have been like, death.
Death. Dying. Pain.
Anyways,
they do suck.
Yeah, they suck. But what's our next our fun chicken fact? We did omnivores. Did we do that one? Yeah, we did that one. Did we do that one?
The omnivore thing?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. We just got done talking about it.
Okay. So this is crazy. Okay. So how many people are there in the world? 7.5 billion people?
Billion.
Okay. So there are about 25 billion chickens.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, now, obviously, it's not like because of nature. Obviously, that's all due to like the mass and overbreeding of chickens for food, which is, crazy wasteful, in my opinion. Not that my kids don't eat chicken, and they do. And like, I really want to get to the point where we're just raising our own because my kids eat it, and I might as well just raise it. But yeah, it's crazy. It's like 25 billion chickens. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why?
Well, and it is crazy because obviously the factory chickens aren't going. They're not getting what they need. Like that. Like it's definitely like if you are going to eat chicken, you should raise it and kill them yourselves,
or find a local farm
yeah.
like near you that they breed and harvest their own.
Or your local butcher shop. They get their chickens from farmers. From farmers, like local farmers.
Big, small, whatever.
And they usually, even those local farmers, they might not be like I take, like they're not going to name every one of their chickens and be like, this is Mrs. Floofy, like, because they're just doing it to raise for, money purposes. But they are most likely treating their chickens a lot better than in those factories.
Well, and interestingly enough, it's not just like the treatment of these things, right? But all of our heritage breeds, this is another little fact, so they're all pretty close to extinction, depending upon which one you're speaking of specifically, because of the mass breeding in these chicken factories. Our heritage breeds, like the only way they're staying alive is through small hobby
backyard farms. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the only way. Because the mass, chicken breeders, they take chickens and they, combine different characteristics here and there and here and here and here, but they're 100% not, oh, we need to keep this breed alive. They're just in it for the money.
Well, and think of even like not a lot of people, like you might have, like we have some like, of whatever heritage breeds, but they get, they intermingle. And
yeah, it just, their genetics
like
are being very, very diluted.
Yeah.
And so unless you have a hobby farm where they're specifically only breeding this specific heritage breed and they're making sure that they're getting, that their stock is coming from really other good stock, right? It's just like, yeah, it gets, difficult. But I guess, I don't know.
Very interesting.
I'm not sure. I guess it doesn't
I feel
really
like
matter.
the barnyard mixes are way hardier though.
And you know what? It's the same thing with people, right? Like,
That's true.
It's the same fucking thing with people. And it's like, I don't know. Is it really important that we keep like just one race alive? Like, well, no. So why do people make it a big deal when it comes to like animals? You know what I mean? I mean, it's just
Is
a
it
fucking
a big
chicken.
deal
It's
if we
okay.
keep one race alive? I mean,
Is it a big deal
if like
when you're talking about humans, for example? Like, is it a big deal that like, one specific race or all these races are kept,
100% that
100%
race?
that race? Like, is that a big deal? Like, obviously our species, I don't mean species, I mean like specific races. So same thing with the chickens, right? The breeds. So like, is it that important? Like, I don't know. They're just chickens and I enjoy chickens. I don't really care what type they are, the ones that are hardier, obviously they last longer. And just like you said, the backyard breeds that are just like this.
The barnyard mixes that are just like mixed with whatever.
Like, they're great.
Yeah, they're usually a lot hardier. Like your other ones, it's like they have this problem or they have that problem. It's just like, I don't know.
And when you combine different characteristics and different traits, it's like, they're just going to be just a stronger version. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Baby's sad.
Baby's sad. I don't know if she's sad or just a brat.
So, speaking of sad, this is a sad fact, okay?
No, we should do a happy fact first.
Why?
Because we were all like super like blah, 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 blah. Like you or I did not laugh.
Sad fact.
No. You or I did not laugh for the last like 10 minutes.
What?
They come here to laugh, god damn it.
Uncalled for. We must always be laughing.
Sad fact. Just like,
that's the only one I can think of now. Oh,
what do you mean
so
it's the only one
there's
you can
this
think
one
of?
is an obvious one if you have chickens, and if you don't have chickens, you might not know this. But chickens, they bathe in dirt, so they're not going to go. You know how some birds you see them in the bird bath,
well,
and they're
every
like,
other bird,
and they're like, like flittering, and was that a good bird noise? And
I don't know.
and they like are bathing, right?
Yeah.
But chickens, they don't use water to bathe. They never, even if you left a little pool out, they might put their feet in it to cool off in the summer, but they're not going to bathe in that water. So they bathe by giving them dust baths, and that actually helps with parasites and mites.
And we've
it just
talked
helps
about
keep their feathers
dust
clean.
baths before, and how you can put like, if you have like a wood stove, you can put ash out there to
Mix
like
ash with your dirt.
exactly. Or the did you just say the other one? The
diatomaceous earth.
diatomaceous earth. And you can give them that. Like, mine just like, I rarely give them like any of that, to be perfectly honest, unless
If I
see
have if there's
like an actual
mite
like
issue.
overload of mites, then I will. But like, mine are just always just in
same.
dirt.
I feel like during like the mite season in the spring, I just automatically add some DE because I feel like it just helps them.
Yeah.
That this is not on our list of facts, but So some people have issues with their chickens eating their own eggs, and it always sucks when it happens. And this happens for a couple reasons. So one, you are throwing raw eggs to your chickens and they're eating them, and then they get used to eating them.
Just like chickens are not like dumb. Like they're actually on the smarter side for having such a tiny little brain. And so obviously if you're throwing raw eggs to your chickens, they're like, shell.
They learn very quickly
deliciousness.
that they like what's in there.
Sure I could crack that open.
Yeah, and
you know?
then they'll start eating their own chickens. So
Yeah.
you shouldn't throw raw eggs to your chickens. The other reason of why they start doing this, if it's just random and you're like, I never fed my chickens eggs, it means they're missing something in their diet.
Yeah.
So, and it's usually a protein, because if you think about what's in an egg,
Yeah, it's just pure protein.
it's a lot of protein.
Exactly.
Or a lot of fat. And so they're missing either a protein or a fat. So, ways to combat that is basically check your chicken's diet, make sure they're either, getting more protein or getting some more of those healthy fats. Or another way is if they got into the bad habit because the kids were throwing them eggs or what the fuck ever, you can put in fake eggs. So where they start pecking at it, like they'll be like, okay, like this is not cracking, and then they basically stop. But you have to be really good about going in and taking their eggs like all the time. Like anytime you think, like in the morning, they usually lay between like 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. is like the times of them laying, but they can lay whenever. So you check it really early in the morning and then check at night when they start roosting. Make sure you're just always taking those eggs out of the coop so they get out of the habit and they keep on trying to get that egg that's not an egg. And then
and then you've basically just retaught them essentially.
Yeah. They can be taught.
Yes, exactly. Because they are smart. And they have, one of our facts is they seriously have the cognitive ability of dogs and cats.
I was waiting for you to say that one because I didn't want to say cognitive because I thought I was going to fuck it up.
You totally just didn't.
I know I did it now, but I didn't think I could.
It's a good job.
See? I'm amazing.
See?
Yeah.
I never doubted you. Which is absolutely amazing when you think about it, because I think when most people think chickens, they just don't think that they're very smart. But then when you talk to most people about their, fucking dog, their dog's like, amazing and everything and super smart, right? So I feel like knowing like a fact like that, like, wow, okay, so they have the same cognitive ability as my puppy in my house. Like that's very, very weird, right?
And they understand object permanence.
Yeah, which is crazy because
it reminds me of that cockatoo. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I love that.
So like,
much.
if you don't know what that is, it's basically if you take an object and like hide it from them, they still know that object exists. They still know that it doesn't like
it's there someplace.
It's no longer. It's like
You're not fooling them.
For like babies, human babies, younger than 7 months old, they don't understand that object permanence. If you take something away, they think it no longer exists in the universe. It's gone.
It's gone.
Okay.
It's magic.
So like it's
You're
pretty
a wizard,
wild,
Harry.
right? Have you ever seen, it's like there was a thing, it was like a cockatoo, and like they're fucking smart, right? Smart, speaking of smart birds.
Yeah.
And like, that game that people used to play with like their pets or whatever, where they'd go behind the sheet and then they'd be next to a wall and they'd drop the sheet and run behind the wall at the same time, so it looked like they disappeared, And it was just always funny. But like the cockatoo, like when the person did that, they were like, what the fuck?
And
like,
he's huge,
little,
right? Because they're big. His thing comes up in his head and his wings go out. He's like, what the fuck?
Like he was so like blown away by this.
He was amazed.
It's like,
where did my human go?
But it was pretty cute. Anyway, so
Yeah.
object permanence, they understand it, which is, and at like 2 days old, it's like chicks. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, impressive, right? It takes our
impressive.
babies like 7 months.
I want to go like test my chickens.
We're like, what's wrong with you, baby?
Yeah. So you can like hide like their food behind the building. They'll just go over there and like look for it. They'll be like, I know it's over here.
I know it exists someplace here. Think you're fooling me? What do you think I am?
Yeah.
A 6-month-old human? Ha! Not.
I know, it's crazy. I like literally like
it's not crazy when you think of it. So
I know my chickens are smart.
it's like,
But like I just always call them dumb. But I know that like because like you're like, why are you being dumb? Like
I mean, they can be very dumb.
they can like
But just like I said,
when
that's
your
anything,
chickens
though.
like are like,
Yeah.
I am going to sleep in this tree rather than the safe coop. You're just like, you're being dumb.
Right.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
eaten.
Yeah.
And you're dumb.
I think you're going to be, sorry. I guess I won't see you again. No,
Like,
for sure.
Like that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. It
that
like
kind of
drives me
stuff.
nuts.
Yeah.
But I know it's very also instinctual for them to want to get
seek
very
the
high
highest spot.
because
Yeah.
they think that is the
Yeah.
safest. They're not like, oh, this.
Well,
coop
because
has-
they're not obviously they're not that intelligent.
Critical thinking to where
they can
like,
be like,
this coop closes
so
and
that coop has
good
4
security.
walls,
Knock,
a
knock, knock. A
gate,
bear's not getting in here.
there's a lock. I should definitely go in there.
Yeah.
No, they're just like, my instincts tell me to go very, very high. This is the highest point on the property. So good, I'm good. Look at me. Okay, good night. And then they're like, oh my God, what do you mean there's a raccoon in the tree with me? Yeah, and then
Bobcat.
they die. Exactly. So
How do you say bobcat and chicken? Now, can I say the sad fact?
yes, fine. Say the stupid sad fact.
Okay, so
It's not really sad, I suppose. Just sad if you're thinking about them losing others.
it's very sad. So chickens.
I mean, it's smart though.
It is. It's another way they're smart.
Yeah.
They can have, like, you know how we said they can recognize faces and everything else. We're talking about how intelligent they are. They can have such strong bonds. So if you, a lot of the times, and I see it in my chickens, and I'm sure you can see it in your own flocks too if you have them, but like they will, especially if they're raised together in the same like clutch or whatever, a lot of the times they can have such strong bond with each other. Like you'll have like 2 chickens where you're like, oh, they're the best of friends. They love each other and they like skip
And
around.
they really do.
And they love each other, right? So they can have such strong bonds with each other that if one of them dies, usually the other one will pass away like within a couple days because they'll be so distraught that their friend is dead that they just give up on life. It's just, how's that not depressing?
Yeah, that's very, very sad. So, but very insightful because I think I've talked about before. We had 2 lavender Orpingtons,
It is insightful.
a roo and a hen, and the rooster just overheated. Orpingtons are just like so fucking fluffy, but especially the lavenders. You know, my buffs are not that.
I feel like my buff Orpingtons are fluffier than
No,
my
the
lavenders.
lavenders were crazy fluffy. Just so much feathers going on.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he unfortunately passes away. This was a couple summers ago.
Heat stroke.
It was just heat stroke, right? Even though they had all the things I could possibly do for them.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, just sometimes it just doesn't work out. So, anyways, we find him dead in one of the goat pastures. And
Was it a roo?
yeah, it was the rooster.
Okay.
Okay. And so then, like a couple days later, the fucking female dies. Well, they were always like connected to the hip, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even think about it could have been possibly because she was just like heartbroken. It was just like,
Aww.
it was like, oh, okay, well, I guess she died from heat stroke too. But I remember being like, it wasn't that hot though today.
I remember
Like,
you saying that.
See, and I was like, it wasn't
remember
that
you
hot
saying
though
that.
today. Like, that's so weird that she also died. It was like 2 days apart. So she must have
And
been
then
just
we were like, maybe they had something. And
yeah,
we didn't
but
know.
just the
like,
2 of them.
but
They're
just the
free
2 of
ranging
them
with
and
everyone
obviously-
else.
Yeah, so it was just all
It
very.
was not a disease.
But that's what it was.
That's what it was. She was like
so it
heartbroken.
is. It is good to know. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some of these facts they're all very good to know if you do have.
I don't know.
chickens
Maybe
or
if I
you
had
plan.
known, maybe if I had just like brought her into the house and been like, "You're good to be a house chicken, aren't you so excited? Look over here, distraction." You know,
Maybe- I don't
You're
know.
distracted from your heartbreak.
I don't know, or like trying to bond her with somebody else,
Yeah, like put her in a pen with like another rooster that was like super chill.
like caring.
Yeah.
So it is good to know because you know, instead of thinking like, you know, what's happening in my flock or whatever, you'd be like,
Sometimes
oh,
it can
that's,
just
you know,
be like
they're just-
something super. I mean, it's simple, but it's not simple, right? It's not simple when it comes to like that ability, that like critical thinking skills. It's amazing, but but then again, it is simple because you could be like, maybe you could do something. I don't know.
It
would depend
it's also
upon,
good to
obviously.
know because if you have the rest of your flock, like if you were like, do I need to start
Right, you don't have to
quarantining?
worry,
Yeah.
right? You're just like, okay,
like-
well, pretty sure that's what it was because they were connected at the hip,
Yeah, it's
super bonded.
I know, it's just so sad.
Yeah.
So fucking sad. So
Which is just crazy to me, though. Like, you lay there and die. I
Yeah.
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just crazy. She's like, "You're my one."
You're my one and
And
only.
I know.
Oh, and it's so sad that it was like a root. They were in love.
They were in love.
That's so sad. Yeah.
He was a really sweet guy, though. He wasn't like
Aw,
overly
you're just making
whatever.
this sadder.
It was true. He wasn't like that. He wasn't like that huge, dick of a rooster who's like, let me just like overbreed you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that one breed we have. They're like famous for that.
There.
The Karachi Hatch, like famous. Like we've had to like cull quite a few because they just are insane and they just are essentially just
Thinking
raping
with their
chickens
penis
all
all the
day
time.
long. And
Yeah.
you're like, and you'll have like 3 gang up on like one hen. And they all will be trying to mate her. What is happening? You're on another male. Did you know? Get off, you horny bastard. Like, what is wrong with you?
They actually don't have penises. I know it said that. but
Well,
they
it's
don't
still
have one.
ridiculous.
Another fun chicken fact, huh? They don't have a penis. They have like
Every guy listening is like, oh, geez, sucks for them.
It is an interesting fact.
No, it is interesting.
And it is weird because, like, like ducks have penises.
I mean, it's a very different type of bird.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just weird.
I wonder if
Like
other birds have
poultry?
penises.
No, most birds do not.
Okay, good to know. So why ducks? Do geese?
Oh, I don't know. I think so.
I would assume.
I would assume as well.
Fowl?
I think, yeah, maybe fowl in general.
Just fowl in general. They're like, we get the penises. Ha, ha, ha.
They look like tiny little pasta corkscrews. I don't know, but
Shauna's like, definitely giving you all a visual. You're welcome.
I feel like the visual was necessary. You're
Just
welcome.
in case you don't know what a duck penis looks like.
Now you do. And if you need more, you can just Google it. But yeah, what were we talking about before that? Can I think of
the
duck
sad
penises?
thing. Heartbroken chickens.
We were. Oh yeah. So my dog Jelly, he does not allow the chickens to mate in his presence. He's like, that is to be done behind closed doors. It's so funny.
He's like, this is a G-rated farm. Not sure what you're thinking over here, okay?
It is so
you
funny
have your
because
R-rated experiences behind the coop door. Thank you. Okay.
it's hilarious because we'll be out in the morning like milking, and of course we have a bunch of free range chickens, and of course there's always that one rooster that's all like horny in the morning and it's like running around chasing the
Said
girls.
every guy ever. Why is that? You're just like,
ew.
You're just,
Don't even.
It's so weird because I feel like
I know.
every female I've ever talked to is like the opposite,
the
right?
opposite, yeah.
They're in the morning.
Yeah, like
what
you
are you?
feel all gross. And
I
you're
just
all
slept. Like I slept.
Yeah,
I
and
need
now-
to go freshen up.
Well, not just freshen up.
And I'm just
I
like,
have a whole
ew.
day of things that I need to accomplish. This
Literally,
is not on my list.
This is not on my list, and it definitely is not going to be the start of my day. Okay?
I know.
So fuck
Like,
off.
Jesus, I'm trying to have a good day. My husband's gonna be so sad when he's editing.
So great. So fucking
Anyways,
great.
my dog will seriously we'll be out and the one rooster, even if the rooster starts chasing a hen, that's like it's a no go for him, But
I
especially
100% agree with Jelly on this.
and he'll take off after that rooster, and especially if the rooster's on a hen, he runs in between them and they break up, and as soon as they break up and he starts chasing the rooster and get away from the hen, you're not allowed. And
You're
then
not allowed.
not
She
allowed.
doesn't want you. No means no.
Yeah, he stands up for those girls. It's very I seriously love it, and I'll have to tell people because they automatically people will be start
No,
yelling.
he's chasing him. Yeah, exactly.
I've had cars literally stop. I had
so
a car.
bizarre.
It was so weird. I was in the garden, and Jelly's doing his thing, and the breaking up the chickens and stuff like that, and this car stopped, this lady, and she's like, no, that's a bad dog, and starts yelling at Jelly. And I was in the garden, I'm like, hello, and I was like, he's my dog, I got it, he's not chasing him. She's like, he was chasing them, and I was like, I know he was it looks like that. You have no idea what's happening.
Keep driving. Get in your car and mind your own fucking business.
It was so
what the
weird.
fuck it is? I can never imagine stopping and reprimanding someone else's animal. That is the weirdest shit.
It was weird, and she obviously didn't see me in the garden.
If I was driving by and I'm just like, oh look, there's a dog chasing chickens. Well, hope the chickens gets away. You know what I mean? I just
maybe she was she has her own chickens. Maybe she had a bad experience. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt of her dog
well,
killing
it's
a chicken.
dumb.
And she's traumatized.
My dogs have killed plenty of chickens. I'm not traumatized.
But it was just, and I was like, he's really, and I was like, I know. I was like, there's no me explaining this to you because you're some random person driving by
That's
my
what
house.
I'm saying. Just get back in
However,
your car. Leave.
it's fine. He's not. He has never killed a chicken ever. He's never killed a chicken. He's never hurt a chicken. He's never bit a chicken. He does not want to hurt them. He literally just wants to break them up. He just I'll get a video.
I think he would eat a baby.
I'll get a video. Yeah, but they're more like squeaky toys. They're not chickens.
Yeah,
and our
very
babies aren't
true.
out we always put them in brooders or away. We're not
Yeah.
we don't leave them out.
I don't know a single dog though that can't resist that peeping baby noise and then
yeah,
the fast movements.
Even
and they're oh my
even
God.
the younger chickens.
Yeah.
Until
they're a certain age.
Until they're a certain age,
Yeah.
his little
basically
ears
full
are
grown, yeah.
because they still make that little beep 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 noise. he's like,
I know
should shake you.
Yeah,
I've never actually
until
seen.
you're
He's
dead.
never got a hold of one,
Yeah.
but I feel like he would.
Yeah, definitely.
But so we don't give him that option. Obviously, we don't need to start that. But he doesn't. He just like I'll get a video, but he just runs and breaks them up. It runs right in between them, and then he's like, that's it. So it's just hilarious to me. Everybody needs a dog like Jelly. He's a handful.
If I could train, I was gonna say he's a handful. If I could train Cookie to only kill the roosters,
you would.
I 100% would. I just don't even know how. Maybe I'll Google it.
I mean, that seems slightly deranged.
No, because she gets out. She does her like, I'm going to go kill a couple chickens. And it's always like the hens because I feel like they're always the slowest. The roosters are always so
You should just train her not
flighty.
to kill chickens.
Tried.
Did
Shot
you
collar
use
therapy.
a shot collar?
Yes.
You did? She's very naughty.
She's like 9, Shauna. Yes.
Yeah,
This is.
I was going to say, I was like...
She's very, very naughty. And she can get out of the back pen.
But it's crazy because it's not like a crazy... it obviously is like a prey drive thing, but because she'll still listen to you. If you're like out there and you see her, can you hear like a chicken? You're like, Cookie? And she'll like turn around and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's not. She's definitely
it's
not
not like
100%
it's all...
in a prey drive
Exactly.
mode. Because if they were in a prey drive mode,
there's no talking them out of that.
There's no calling them back.
I feel like every time I've seen Cookie getting a chicken, it's been a rooster, though.
Oh, really?
Well, that brings me joy, Ronan. Because we have way too many of those. We always have so many fucking roosters. But yeah, no, she is. Yeah, she's a very. I always tell her, you're the worst farm dog. I always tell her that.
I thought
But she's the best dog when it comes to everything else.
I thought it was funny. I had posted a picture of Tofu, which is my younger sister who lives in her guest house. It's her dog. I got Tofu. He's
Golden Retriever
lab. And I posted a picture of being like training a new farm pup or whatever when he was like a puppy, and he was like carrying the milk pail in his mouth like a big dumb ape, but he was adorable. And somebody commented and they're like, that's really funny that you've got a Golden Retriever as a farm dog. I was like, well, we didn't.
You're like, I didn't. It wasn't my choice.
I was like, no.
Sister just brought him a puppy.
Yeah. But like, and it's, we don't like, well, that's not who we are just as a family. We don't like pick dogs based on their breed stereotypes.
No, not
for
at
the
all.
most part.
Yeah.
But we do have a pretty solid rule about no huskies or malamutes because of their strong prey drive.
Yeah.
But other than that, we really don't because Cookie is probably the exception, but I've been able to train every dog out of their crazy prey drive. Like Cookie just has a really strong.
She's a pit bull and mastiff, and she just happens to be that dog who's like. But see, it's only chickens, by the way.
Well,
it's only chickens.
And like you said, it's not like
She
it's
doesn't
all
go
prey
after
drive
goats.
because if you say something, she'll turn around and be like, sorry.
No,
like,
it is essentially her just having a good time. Like,
Yeah,
it's
she's just being
genuinely
a little
bringing her
punk.
joy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I like to hunt this thing. I want to walk off after it and stalk it, and
Yeah.
I'm going to grab it and shake it, and then it dies, and I'm
Yeah.
going to walk away. She doesn't eat it. She doesn't bury it, like nothing. She just
Because most of the time when a dog is like a prey drive, like chasing after something, there's no. If you yell at them, they're not going to listen at all. They're not hearing you.
They're
'Cause
100% in, like, tunnel vision.
Yeah, prey drive mode.
Yeah.
So she's not really because you can like snap her out of it. But I
she's
don't know.
also the same dog who does the trancing under the anything to touch her back.
Yeah, she starts like.
And she starts like trancing, and that's a form of basically freshening
Stalking.
up on her stalking abilities, right?
She loves it.
She'll start to drool.
Yeah, see, I think she
she's
loves
like
that
on
more.
fucking drugs.
She
That's what I'm
loves
saying.
stalking more than the
She
actual.
loves stalking because even when she stalks the chickens, her little ears go up, and she's like, "Here it is. This is me doing it." She gets
you're like,
so
Cookie.
into
She's
it.
like, "Aw."
Yeah, and I'm like, "Cookie, God damn it!" And she turns around, she's like, "I wanted to stalk it though." It's my happy
You
place,
go back
Mom.
under your curtain and do it there.
That's right. Go under whatever bush or tree or curtain or tablecloth. She does it under so many things. At the pool when we have like,
Yeah.
she's like, tablecloth, yes.
Like, it's so weird.
You're a psycho.
Straight psycho. But even with Tofu, we were able, like, he used to chase the chickens all the time. And now
and you also have to, that's also was like a
puppy.
It was a big, I'm a puppy and I want to get into trouble and
now he's like a year and a
kind
half.
of feeling it out. What buttons can I push?
Yeah, he can push all of them, by the way. All of them.
He's like, I'm so good at this. Pushing buttons is my skill.
It is. It's in his skill set. He has it. And you're just like,
God.
oh my God. But he's gotten way better.
Yeah,
Way
no,
better.
he's definitely calmed
I
down
don't
a bit.
like, yeah. And there's certain, like, he has certain triggers, and it happens to be like near the chicken coop. He'll want to chase a chicken near the chicken coop, but if he sees a chicken anywhere else on the property, it's okay. Or in the garden.
He wants to chase it in the garden?
Chase it in the garden
Yeah.
and by the chicken coop. But anywhere else on the property, the chicken can walk right by him and it's fine.
No, speaking of chasing chickens at Cookie, she is so fucking smart though, right? She's like ridiculously smart. She knows I milk in what is a goat trailer, but my husband has set it up so I can like milk in there, and out of the rain, out of the elements, it's great, right? So I have lights in there and shit. So Cookie, she's like connected to my hip, and so she goes with me to milk, and she sits at the foot of the doorway. I have a little ramp going up so the goats don't have to like jump, because like God forbid Leah has to jump up on anything. She's like, I'm not going in there. So there's a ramp, and she sits off to the side, and she sits there. She watches and watches. And any chickens that come up anywhere near, she chases them away, because just one time, she was with me, and I was scaring the chickens away, because they'll come up into the trailer
like,
to get the oats. And she's like, I know how I can make my mom and me happy at the same time. It's marvelous.
Very smart.
But she won't chase him to get them, though. She'll just chase him a bit until she knows, okay, you're far enough away, and she goes back to her post, and she sits there like, I'm watching all of you. Like,
that's great.
It's very, very funny. She's a super, super quick learner, but it's so cute when she learned that. And then Dad was out milking with me, and she's doing her thing, and he goes to yell at her. I'm like, no, don't yell at her. She's helping me. Like, they don't get to go, because they come into the trailer, they poop all over the place, because chickens.
Yeah, they eat all the goat chow.
They eat the goat chow, and just no.
You have to keep like knocking them away.
No,
to, like,
so annoying. You're not coming in my trailer and pooping your foul chicken poopies, okay? Like, disgusting. Ew. And so, yeah, she does a very good job.
That's cute.
She's a really good girl.
That was like, we had an old dog named Kip. He was like a Queensland healer. He was super, super smart. This was like
very, very smart.
when we were younger, like teenagers. And like anything you said, like bad, and then blank, like bad chicken or bad
He's
goat.
like, I'm on
He
it.
knew exactly, like, if you're like, that's a bad goat. Like, he would run after that goat, like, you're being bad. Or if that chicken,
I don't know what you're doing, but.
Or like whatever you said, like, he was like, that thing is being bad. He knew all the different names of all the different animals. Just by
He distinguished when you said chicken, he knew what you meant. When we said goat, he knew what you meant.
Like even if you weren't over by that goat, and you're yelling up like, "Hey, you're bad goat," like, and he'd be like, "You're bad. I have to chase you."
Bad. Don't know what you're doing, but I'm chasing you. She says so.
It was so funny. I was just like, it was very smart. We called him the warden because he was like, "No, you're not allowed to do things unless I say so, or the humans say so."
Yeah, he was such a good dog. Remember,
he
hated the guy. John used to work on the property.
Yeah, we had like a ranch hand that
bit him so many times.
He would bite him all the time. All the time.
And he was like that sneaky biter though. He wasn't like, oh, I'm fearful of you, I'm going to bite you. He was like, I'm going to wait till you're not looking, and I'm going to bite you right in your ass.
Yeah.
Or in your calf or whatever. Like, it's so funny. John would
John
would always be like, God damn it, Kippy. Because he knew him. Like, he was there for freaking ever. He built the barn. He built the hay house. He built literally the well house.
Didn't
I mean, the guy built everything on our property, basically, besides my parents' house. And it was just, but goddamn, that dog hated him. He's like, no, I don't like you. You're off, okay? You got secrets. You got skeletons in your closet. I don't like them. You might have all these dumb humans fooled. Not me. Not me.
So funny.
It was so funny.
I remember when my dog Bubba bit your brother-in-law in the butt. That was pretty funny, too.
My poor brother-in-law. I remember
he was
him
like
running, and then like he jumps through his window of his car trying to get away from Shauna's dog. Like, he's not like a tiny guy. He's pretty tall actually, and he's bulky this way. And he like dove through his car window on the passenger side. Not fast enough though. Bubba got him right in the butt. Bit his freaking,
even tore his little boxers.
Yep.
That was sad.
Bit his jeans and boxers, and he was like,
Bubba had a traumatic childhood, and so he had some issues with men. So it wasn't
He
his
did
fault.
not have a traumatic childhood.
Yes, he did.
We've had him. What are you talking
because
about?
of all of his vet visits and surgeries that he had to have because of the intestation. It was all male vets, like every single one of them.
Oh, I suppose. And he was like,
because he wasn't like that
get
before.
away from me with your needles.
Yeah, when he was itty bitty, he was like,
Yeah, I was going to say, I got him at 8 weeks.
Yeah, he was fine.
He had no trauma.
Sherry brought him home for me.
Yeah, I did. I went to get one puppy, and
She
I show
got
up at
two.
this, and they were just like in the paper, like free puppies. Like, we've had too many. If you want to donate so we can get our female fix, please do. So I did. So I show up, and there was like this little fur ball. One puppy was like a fur ball, like a black fur ball. And I was like, well, that's going home with me. He's adorable. But then I picked him up, and then which his name would become Harley, Shauna's dog.
We call him Bubba.
He was the last one. And like there's no more little mates left, and I'm just like, and he's following like his brother following me with, because I have Oso in my hand.
Like, I have to
and
take
I was
you as
like,
well.
okay, I have to take him. I can't not take him. And I remember Casey was with me, and I brought him home or whatever. And Mom's like, oh my God, you had to get 2. And I'm like, yes, I did.
No, that was like, I remember when you're like, I got you a puppy. And I was like, I love him.
I love him so much already.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
He was a great dog. He bit a lot of people, but he was a fantastic dog.
Yeah, they were just mutts, and they were really good dogs.
Yeah, they were.
Oso bit too, but he bit in the way
so it was a biter. So
he
maybe
was a
it
biter.
wasn't
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was definitely part of it.
No, because they were
He was
they
more
were Shar
fearful. Yeah, Shar-Peis
Lab and Border Collie.
The Shar-Pei.
And I felt like with Oso, with Harley for sure it was more the Shar-Pei, just like that, like, I'm just gonna bite you because like,
No, he was scared. He would bite. He was a fearful
biter.
Yeah.
But with Oso, it definitely was like, I'm a Border Collie. I'm hurting you. This
Yeah,
is fun.
it was a hurting
because he was
thing.
never like, because he was always, he bit several kids, little kids.
Harley didn't bite kids.
Oso bit several little kids.
Bubba
Thank
never bit
God,
kids.
most of them, all of them, were pretty close to our family. I remember poor little Emma Harris got bit right in the thigh, and he left such a big bruise. He never broke the skin, but he left such a big bruise, and
it was
she
more,
was
when they
terrified.
like are hurting.
It was whenever the kids were running.
Yeah.
Okay, so my boys would have friends over. Shanley has friends over. This is like years ago, right? And whenever a group of kids were running, he would run alongside them and just like get over there, get back in your group, And he wasn't being mean at all. He was not an aggressive dog. And yeah, poor little Emma Harris. And Nicholas down the street got bit right in the butt. He was crying, and his grandma called. She's like, he said your dog bit him. I'm like, yeah, he did. I'm really sorry.
But again,
I
he never
promise
broke
he's not
the skin.
aggressive.
It was more of like a,
No, we're running and playing, and I'm keeping you in a pack.
I know it sounds
hurting sheep.
horrible. Bubba like broke the skin. Like Bubba wanted.
It's not
wanted you
horrible.
to bleed.
Dogs are just dogs, Yeah. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, they're good dogs though.
Yeah, they were good dogs. Good memories.
We got off the topic of chickens on dogs. Anywho.
When do we knock it off topic?
That's true. Anywho.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this fun podcast episode. Sorry, I always say podcast.
You did it. I know.
Of chicken facts.
Yeah.
And
if you have any random chicken facts, let us know. We always love to, I don't know more facts. Let's talk about chickens. I feel like everyone fucking loves chickens.
No more facts. I love
of our
who doesn't
episodes,
like in the most like random places just love to like just insert a random fact about something, like in the most
It's
inappropriate
really only you and
situations. Oh.
Yeah. She's like, who doesn't? I'm like, not me. You're on your own with this one. It's you and Dad.
It's a good like icebreaker when there's just silence. You can be like, did you know that chickens are the closest living relative to T-Rexes?
And that's when they're like, okay, I'm going to go.
It's a good way to not make friends.
Sean was like, you want to ask me anything? Ask me tips for not making friends. I have a whole smorgasbord. Yeah. But let us know if you have any more chicken facts or any chicken related anything. Questions, of course. Let us know. Always happy to help you guys out and answer. We have lots of people commenting and then Facebook messaging and
it's kind of fun.
Instagram messaging, and it's amazing. And with all these questions, and just they're just either curious about something or they have like a specific issue they're trying to solve. And so we're always happy to help however we can, and we love to.
And if you guys our listeners and you ask us a question and then we just respond through Instagram, but you want us to do an episode, let us
specifically
know.
say
hey, can you do an episode on this?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we'll respond and then they'll come back and be like, well, blah, blah, like, can you do it? I'm like, yeah, we could totally do an episode. Like, just totally be upfront and let us know, because we think you just want an answer to a question and we're not, we don't know. You want us to go, completely in depth
further
with it. So
in depth.
Totally let us know. We
love the whole episode topic ideas. I mean, I love doing an episode. We're like, okay, we're doing this episode today, and it's from so-and-so on Instagram, and because it's absolutely wonderful, because if you're asking, chances are someone else also wants to know, by the way.
Yeah, so it gives us good ideas on instead of us just trying to spitballing.
Being like, what would someone want to hear about today?
So yeah, totally let us know. We love it.
And then our new podcast has launched officially, and I already have it in several of the show notes of our past kind of homesteading episodes. I think the last 3 or 4, but all the info is there. The link is there to follow to Patreon, and we're really excited about it. It's
definitely it's in the beginning, workings and stuff. There's only a few episodes up there now, but we're trying to do, depending on what tier level you are, you can you'll get 1 to 3 episodes a month. And it's still evolving into what it will be. So it's kind of fun to kind of follow our journey and kind of, from the beginning.
Yes.
And see where it's going. And then I think that's going to turn out to be something kind of, I don't know.
It's going to be amazing.
It will be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. I was just thinking about that today. That's so funny that you went on that route about the whole evolving journey,
because I was thinking about this podcast
one, yes,
and how in the beginning and stuff, and
we're learning and as we go.
Well, it was kind of hard to be kind of figure out, I don't know. And still sometimes an episode we'll film it, we'll do it, and we'll be like, that wasn't our best one, but what the fuck ever, And then other times we'll be like, that was a great episode. We feel really good about it. But at the beginning, we weren't sure where we should be. And I feel like we're kind of at that point right now with our new one, Porch Talks. We're kind of we want it to be fun. We want it to be
super lighthearted,
totally lighthearted and nothing crazy. But then we're still trying to find our cadence in that one.
Yes.
And so once we do, I think it's going to be perfection. So
yes, exactly.
It's kind of exciting.
And it's already hysterical.
No, it's super. We have some really good episodes already.
There's 3 to 4 episodes already on there, and so depending on the tier that you pledge to, those will be unlocked. If the $3 tier, you get 1 a month, so only 1 of those would be unlocked, and then you would wait to the next month for the next one to be unlocked, if that makes sense. And then the other tiers, you get more episodes. So anyways, the episodes we already have up there are hysterical and funny, and
yeah, you should check it out.
Very much approved.
And the first tier is only $3, so it's
just $3 a month, super simple,
super
easy,
inexpensive.
But it does help us out a ton.
Yeah.
All this technical shit always fucking breaks. we always are we need to upgrade these.
And
we need
really
to do
want
this.
A cow.
We do want cows. That'd be so great.
So fund our cow efforts, okay? But yeah, other than that,
we should just do GoFundMes. We've seen the craziest GoFundMes.
We want a cow.
People just it's just it's crazy to me. People can actually get on there and be like, yeah, it's nuts.
Other than that, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes.
As always, this podcast, our kind of homesteading, is going to remain completely free, so you don't have to worry about anything like that.
Definitely.
Paying for it or anything.
Yes.
So if you can't pay for anything, it's no worries at all.
Absolutely amazing that we're already up to, we have 18,700 listeners.
It's crazy.
So and you have to remember, we didn't start this with any kind of following. I know a lot of people start podcasts with I have a following from Instagram, a following from Facebook, following from all this other fucking shit that I do. We started this just completely grassroots. We had my mom listening and our aunt and us. I'd be listen.
We are listening to our own podcast. We downloaded it.
But it's so amazing that we've come this far in a little bit over a year, and now we have all these. I mean, we almost have that's amazing.
It is pretty amazing. And so
over 18,000 people, almost 19,000.
We appreciate all of you more than you know. All of our super loyal listeners that write us and talk to us, that we became friends with. We love you guys. We definitely feel like we have built our own little community, which is super cool. So Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yes, definitely.
And other than being all sappy, we're going to go because it's not my thing.
Sean's I can't even talk about it. That's why my voice is so monotone. This is killing me inside.
But we will talk to you all next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.